holding the world's fifth largest economy. Yet, this populous country is always in confrontation with two formidable neighboring nations, China and Pakistan. Yes, we are talking about India, the new powerhouse of Asia. So to live up to that title, New Delhi possesses military strength and modern weapons alongside a strategic nuclear arsenal. Do they deserve to be a significant counterpart to China on the world's largest continent? Situated south of the Himalayas, India is renowned for its towering mountains, lush valleys, and vast, majestic rivers stretching endlessly. This unique geographical position has given the country a diverse climate system, from warm tropical regions in the south to arid lands in the north. Besides, the country boasts an impressive coastline along the Bay of Bengal, leading into the Indian Ocean, and the western coastline bordering the Arabian Sea. This is not only the most beautiful place to witness sunrise or sunset, but can also be likened to an endless source of inspiration for culture, art, and the daily lives of the people here. In addition, India is an icon of richness and diverse beliefs, being the birthplace of religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, along with a famous philosophy worldwide. Its strategically important geographical location has provided the country with a significant military advantage, as it not only lies amidst major nations like Pakistan and China, but is also one of the crucial gateways of the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. This is why military power is a top priority for the world's most populous country, focusing not only on the scale of armed forces, but also reflecting in both defense strategy and the international role this country plays in maintaining regional stability. Although highly valuing the soft power from culture, religion, and superior philosophy, with a long-standing military history, India's modern armed forces were built in the 19th century under British rule, where the Indian Army plays a certain foundational role and has participated in both world wars. Specifically, during World War II, the Indian Army played a major role in impeding the Imperial Japanese expansion in the Asian theater and engaged in battles in the North African and Italian theaters. This armed force achieved significant success in the British Indian Army and played an extremely important role in India gaining independence in 1947. The armed forces of the world's second most populous country have participated in conflicts against both Pakistan and China, as well as engaged in peacekeeping operations under the United Nations. Currently, they rank second among countries contributing to peacekeeping forces and have the third largest active duty military personnel in the world with 1,408,551 official personnel and over 1,155,000 reserves. Since gaining independence, India has pursued a peaceful, actively neutral foreign policy, supporting the struggles for independence in Asian and African nations. Resolutely standing up to defend sovereignty, they cherish every inch of their paradise-like land. To have a voice on the international stage, this populous nation has continuously enhanced its military capabilities, rapidly transforming economic strength. The Indian Army is equipped with over 9,000 tanks of various types. The most prominent ones are the T-72 Ajaya and T-90 tanks, combined with the assembly of some tank models to reduce external dependence. The Indian Air Force has over 1,700 aircraft of various types, including Western fighter jets, domestically developed Tejas fighters, and licensed production of aircraft like the Su-30 Maquis from Russia. In 2012, the Indian Navy increased its fleet size from 138 to nearly 300 ships, including aircraft carrier battle groups, becoming a leading force in Asia. The Naval Air Force has over 250 aircraft capable of protecting vast sea areas around the territory, continuously planning to modernize aircraft carriers and nuclear-powered attack submarines. To ensure security in a vast coastal region, and to have sufficient deterrence against other powers in the region, the Indian Navy has invested considerable effort in its aircraft carrier battle groups. Among them, the most notable is the aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya, a giant built during the Soviet era with the name Baku, which started serving the Soviet Navy in 1987. Then renamed Admiral Gorshkov in 1991, but was decommissioned 5 years later due to budget constraints in the post-Cold War era. This attracted attention from India, a country looking to expand its aircraft carrier capabilities. Until January 2004, after years of negotiation, Russia and India signed an agreement to sell the carrier, wherein the ship would be transferred for free, and India would pay $800 million for upgrades and refurbishments, plus an additional $1 billion for aircraft and weapon systems. Upon completion, Vikramaditya had a larger full-load displacement than during its initial launch, with 1,750 of the ship's 2,500 compartments being repaired, and the entire hull system being rapidly refurbished alongside the installation of new radars and sensors. The catapult systems were upgraded, and 2 ski jumps were added, allowing fighter aircraft to reach full power before making short takeoffs. 3 arrestor gear was added at the rear of the island, and additional guidance and landing aids were added to support both vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Deck edge elevators were installed to increase the deck area, allowing for additional aircraft parking, and extending the stern to increase the length of the landing strip. At the time of the initial heavy weapon system installation, attention was particularly paid to the addition of weapons, transforming it into an anti-submarine warfare ship with 2 100mm guns, 12 P500 Basalt anti-ship missiles, and 192 Kinal anti-aircraft missiles, along with Yak-38 MVTOL aircraft. After modifications, all old weaponry, including P500 Basalt and 4 Kinal missile launchers, was removed. Anti-aircraft missile canisters were installed at the bow of the ship. The aircraft lift capacity, with a lift of 20 tons, remained unchanged in the upper structure of the ship, but the rear lift was expanded to 30 tons. The total added steel for these modifications amounted to 2,500 tons. The original 8 boilers were replaced with new generation high-pressure boilers, converted to use diesel fuel. Each boiler provides 100 tons or hour of steam power. The new boilers are highly efficient and highly automated, providing power to 4 propellers, generating a total thrust of 180,000 horsepower, achieving a maximum speed of over 30 nautical miles. 6 turbo generators and 6 diesel generators produce 18 megawatts of electricity to supply power to various equipment. Modern oil-water separation equipment and wastewater treatment plants were also built to meet international standards. 6 new 1.5 megawatt diesel generators from Finland. Global Maritime Communication System. Bridge Master Navigation Radar. Facilities were improved with the addition of 2 desalination plants producing 400 tons of fresh water per day, as well as upgraded air conditioning and ventilation systems. A new kitchen was installed with improved household services and accommodation for 10 female officers. In terms of overall dimensions, INS Vikramaditya is 282 meters long and has a displacement of 44,000 tons, which is smaller by 20% compared to China's Liaoning aircraft carrier. However, INS Vikramaditya has full combat readiness, while China's aircraft carrier only has a training role. Estimated to carry 30 MiG-29K fighter jets, or Tejas fighter aircraft along with 12 military helicopters. If deployed against China, Vikramaditya has the ability to disrupt Chinese military transport routes at sea because, in the event of war, Beijing must import a large amount of oil, 2/3 of which passes through the Indian Ocean. The official estimated lifespan of the ship is 40 years, and in the event of war, INS Vikramaditya will be the center of a powerful task force tasked with blockading the largest port in Karachi, Pakistan, or disrupting critical sea routes for China's economy. In addition to the aircraft carrier, India's defense capabilities are also reinforced by a trump card, the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Known as a ship killer, it is part of a weapons development cooperation project between Moscow and New Delhi. The supersonic missile uses technology components from both countries, with Russia responsible for overall design and core system manufacturing, including radar sensors, jet engines, and fuel, while India is responsible for developing software, control systems, and the missile frame. The name BrahMos is an acronym from the two rivers Brahmaputra in India and the Moskva in Russia. This type of missile has a speed of 2.5 to 2.8 Mach, nearly 3.5 times faster than the Harpoon cruise missile produced by the United States, which flies below the speed of sound. Newer versions are also being researched and developed with experimental speeds of around 5.26 Mach. The standard BrahMos version, 9 meters long, weighing 3 tons, has a range of 290 to 300 kilometers, a speed of 3,700 kilometers per hour, 3 times the speed of sound. This is one of the fastest high-speed anti-ship missile systems in the world today, capable of being launched from surface ships, fighter jets, Su-30 MKI, and land-based missile systems. The combination of high speed and large mass gives the BrahMos immense kinetic energy when it hits the target. In addition to the primary damage from the heavy 200 to 300 kilograms armor-piercing warhead, the BrahMos missile is believed to be able to disable most of the world's most modern warships with just one direct hit. It has a 2-stage propulsion system. The first stage burns solid fuel to propel the missile to supersonic speeds. Then it switches to liquid fuel rocket propulsion to maintain that speed over longer distances. The missile's air intake system makes the combustion of liquid fuel in the engine more efficient, allowing the BrahMos to fly farther than other missiles of the same size using conventional fuel. With its high speed, BrahMos can easily penetrate targets more effectively than lighter subsonic cruise missiles like the Tomahawk. Double the weight and 4 times faster than the Tomahawk missile. BrahMos has an impact force 32 times greater than the Tomahawk missile when hitting a target head-on. However, BrahMos uses a warhead weighing 3/5 of the Tomahawk missile and has a much shorter range. Therefore, it is suitable for quick and close combat within the missile's operational range. This type of missile can maintain supersonic speed throughout its sea-skimming flight at an altitude of only 3 to 4 meters and perform S-shaped maneuvers before diving into the target, making detection or interception extremely difficult. An Arleigh Burke-class destroyer cannot intercept more than 12 BrahMos missiles, while the US aircraft carrier strike group with dozens of fighter jets, cruisers, and destroyers cannot handle over 64 BrahMos missiles simultaneously, military expert Sebastian Brooklyn remarked. Despite having a strong navy, India currently only has 2 nuclear-powered attack submarines, including INS Chakra leased from Russia, and a domestically built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. Among them, INS Chakra is highly rated for possessing more powerful weapons and modern features, despite its age. The INS Chakra nuclear-powered attack submarine belongs to the Project 971 Shuka B-class named K-15 NERPA when still in service with the Russian Navy. Leased by India for a 10-year term and commissioned in 2012, the Project 971 Shuka B was commissioned by the Soviet Union in 1986. With the original design capable of diving to a maximum depth of 600 meters, twice that of similar submarines of the US, and a maximum speed of up to 65 kilometers per hour. INS Chakra is equipped with 4 533mm torpedo tubes and 4 650mm torpedo tubes, 3 anti-aircraft missile launchers, and can carry dozens of cruise missiles. The RK-5 Granite missile system, with a range of 3,000 kilometers, was replaced by the Club S multi-purpose missile system before being transferred to India to comply with the Missile Technology Control Agreement that prohibits the export of missiles with a range over 300 kilometers. INS Chakra can lurk underwater for an extended period, tracking and attacking high-value targets such as Pakistani submarines, aircraft carriers, and Chinese destroyers in the event of a large-scale conflict. It can also attack deeply located targets on enemy territory, thanks to its unlimited operational range. However, due to its old age and no longer meeting the demands of complex missions, the Indian Navy is said to have no plans to extend the lease for this nuclear-powered submarine, leaving them facing a serious shortage of submarines. After returning INS Chakra, India will have no nuclear-powered attack submarines in service, only one domestically built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine of the Arihant class, and 15 diesel-electric submarines. In 2019, New Delhi signed a $3.3 billion agreement with Moscow to lease another Project 971 nuclear-powered attack submarine for a 10-year term, named INS Chakra 3, which is expected to be delivered before 2025. Above, we mentioned the type of submarine that India has been striving to produce to strengthen the Navy's autonomy. If you regularly follow news from the media, you have probably heard of the Arihant-class submarines. In 2009, India launched the first nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, a project kept entirely secret. The submarine was named INS Arihant. Its design is based on the Charlie I-class submarine, which the Soviet Union transferred to India in 1987. For nearly 11 years to maintain secrecy, the submarine INS Arihant is part of the Advanced Technology Vessel ATV program. It is known that the Arihant submarine carries 4K for ballistic missiles, each with a nuclear warhead and a range of up to 3,500 kilometers. Some sources suggest that the Arihant submarine can carry 12K 15 short-range ballistic missiles with a range of 750 to 1,900 kilometers, with a water pressure reactor assisting in its propulsion, also supported by Russia. The INS Arihant submarine is 112 meters long, weighs 6,000 tons, and the crew can reach up to 100 people. INS Arihant is built to carry and launch ballistic missiles targeting a range of 700 kilometers, although India has not yet developed or acquired this type of missile. Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh presided over the launch ceremony of this submarine in the port city of Visakhapatnam on the Bay of Bengal. With INS Arihant, India became the 6th country in the world to possess a nuclear-powered submarine. This was considered a historic milestone in India's defense sector. This submarine underwent 2 years of testing in the Bay of Bengal before being officially commissioned, according to PDI. India previously leased a nuclear submarine from Russia. Then, in 2005, it signed a $3 billion agreement to purchase 6 mixed diesel and electric-powered Scorpene-class submarines from France or Spain. The launching took place at a time when India marked the 10th anniversary of a brief but bloody conflict in Kargil with its neighboring country, Pakistan, over the disputed Kashmir region. This event resulted in over 1,000 casualties, mostly Indian and Pakistani soldiers, during the short-lived but intense clashes in the spring and summer of 1999, when separatist elements trained and armed by Pakistan infiltrated to occupy positions in the disputed mountainous region. In the future, the Indian Navy hopes to possess 6 nuclear-powered attack submarines to strengthen its deterrent power. And while under the sea, in the sky, the Indians also have formidable beasts. The Su-30 Maquis multi-role fighter jet is currently the most advanced weapon in the Indian Air Force, manufactured by Russia, specifically according to New Delhi's requirements, and introduced into service since 2002. The Su-30 MKI series is developed from the heavy-class Su-27 fighter, with a range of up to 3,200 kilometers and a weapon payload of over 8 tons. Advancements in 21st century electronic technology have significantly enhanced the Su-30 Maquis' combat capabilities. Notably, it is equipped with the N-011 Bars-M radar, one of Russia's most advanced radars. Bars-M has a tracking range of up to 400 kilometers and can lock onto targets from a distance of 200 kilometers. In theory, the N-011M is capable of detecting China's stealth fighter J-20 from a distance of tens of kilometers under optimal conditions. Each Bars-M system can track up to 15 targets simultaneously and control missiles to attack 4 of them. The Su-30 Maquis' air-to-air weapons include the imprecise R-27 and Nerve medium-range missiles, with a firing range of up to 120 kilometers, and the highly maneuverable short-range R-73 missiles, superior to their Western counterparts. In anti-ship or ground attack missions, the Su-30 Maquis can carry bombs or smart missiles, including the long-range Kh-59 ground attack missile and the BrahMos supersonic anti-ship missile. The Indian Air Force is deploying at least 240 Su-30 Maquis, a number set to reach 272 this year, after Moscow completes the technology transfer agreements for New Delhi. With all these weapons, India can be considered a worthy counterpart that China must be cautious about in the Asian region. Especially in recent times, the country has been increasingly enhancing its defense capabilities, self-sufficiency in weaponry, and conducting research and testing a variety of new military equipment. So, in your opinion, does India have the strength to surpass China and become the #1 superpower in Asia? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to provide feedback for 5 seconds unfiltered to improve in future videos. For now, goodbye, and see you in the next video.